Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition. Stag beer, introduced in 1851, originally called Kaiser beer. The name was changed to Stag in 1907. This was sent to me, this in a 12-pack. A 12-pack was sent to me by Lawrence Hartnett of Kentucky. Thank you, Lawrence. Awesome gift. Versus Milwaukee's Best Premium, introduced in 1895. 1895. It was discontinued in 1978. But then Miller brought it back in 1984, reformulated, repackaged, and re-promoted. 2016, it was rebranded as Milwaukee's Best Premium. Oh, I'm sorry, Milwaukee's Best Lager. The sales plummeted because the people that drink this beer, they don't know what a lager is. And, you know, I've talked to people that drink stuff like Coors Light and Miller Lite, and they'll say, I like stuff like Miller Lite and Coors Light, but I don't drink all those lagers. I'm like, Coors Light is a lager. Everybody does not read the encyclopedia. Okay. So in early 2017, they went back to the premium name. Now this beer's alcohol by volume has changed off and on, Milwaukee's Best, over the years. I remember when I first started drinking it around 1996. It was definitely 96. It was around 4.8, something like that. And then it slowly went down to 4.3, which didn't sit well with me. Then in 2016, they went back to the good old recipe of 4.8. I remember when it first hit the market in '84, I had a friend that was working at Winn-Dixie Supermarket, and he said, oh, we bought a case of it, and we drank it, it's terrible, but we drank it all, you know, and he was talking about it was bad. And I remember seeing it, and I told him, get out of my house, he was so drunk. I said, go home, go away. And we're still Facebook friends. Yeah, we were Facebook friends in 1984, you see what I mean? But anyway, and I remember back then, I was sort of interested in Milwaukee's Best. I was like, what is it about this little peculiar beer? I didn't drink beer back then, I was just interested in it. This peculiar beer with the horses pulling the wagon and all of that. And, okay, they're both yelly fizzle stuff, right? Yelly fizzle stuff, yellow fizzy stuff. And, so then, I mean, I just presumed it was from some major company. I never thought it was some independent company, Milwaukee's Best. I just, without thinking about it much, I figured it was probably some Anheuser-Busch, Miller, Pabst, Stroh's, Coors type thing. I think I really did kind of figure it was Miller, because I knew they had a tendency to put stuff out under these type of rebranded or assumed names. Of course, then one day in '96, I looked at the package, the carton, the 12-pack carton, and it said Miller Brewing Company. I said, oh, okay, that confirms it. So that was never a mystery to me that they had private discount brands from major companies. That was not like something unusual. They do it with automobiles. They do it with kind of like everything. Okay, anyway, so then in 1996, I tried Milwaukee's Best when they had this can design, the second offering. Not as good as the first can design, which had a bigger shield with bigger horse. The drawing was bigger. You saw the old Plank Road Brewery with the horses and the barrels. One thing about Milwaukee's Best, they've always had a shield. It's always a shield. Even if you look at the old cans from the 1940s and 50s, shield, shield, shield. Okay, you get it? The shield. Stag, you know, a deer with the horns. Deer with horns. Also known as antlers. All right, anyway, you know what I mean. So they kind of carry on their little tradition. I don't think these are going to be too easy to tell apart from each other because they're the same type product. One is 4.6, the Stag, one's 4.8, the Milwaukee's Best. They're both kind of inexpensive. Even when I've bought Stag up there in southern Illinois and eastern Missouri, usually it's like along the Mississippi River, US Highway 61, Interstate 55 area. And it's always kind of like inexpensive, like $7.50. These days it'd be like $7.50 a 12-pack. Back when I was buying it, it was like $4.99 a 6-pack. 6-pack. I mean 12-pack. No, I remember, yeah, like $4.99 a 12-pack, even $3.99. You remember when can't get that out of my head. Remember when 12-packs used to be $3.99? Remember that? I used to buy Schaefer 12-packs for $3.99 plus tax. Not to mention the 24-packs, the suitcase, $7.98. You remember that, huh? $7.98 in 1997 was called the Weekender. Oh boy, I miss those days. And then Falstaff, I remember going to Schwegmann's. They were out of business. But I remember going to Schwegmann's giant supermarkets on LeBar Avenue by US Highway 61, and I bought 6 packs. I got it right this time. 6 packs for $1.99. It was like common. A 6-pack of beer for $1.99. Okay. I smell like the yeast. You see, when you get that yeast, you start to think Milwaukee's Best. It's very yeasty, bready, sweet, but not too sweet. Some people say it's so sweet, so sweet. No, they're really not that sweet. You say they're sweet, they're not that sweet. They're kind of crisp, kind of dry in the finish. So I don't know about the sweetness. I don't know what people are talking about. Okay, you might say they're bland, dull. They don't have a whole lot of character. That I'll go along with, you know. I think they have subtle character, though. All right. And you hear sometimes people saying, well, I drink this barley wine, and it had way more flavor than that. Yeah, and a 30-pack of Milwaukee's Best is $15.99 around here, and the barley wine you drink was $15 for a 25.4 ounce bottle, so it better taste way better and have more character. All right. Anyway, aside from all of that, but most people don't say that kind of stuff. You see that from time to time. Most people, to be fair, if they're big into the craft beers, which of course I am, as evidenced by thousands of videos on this channel, they might just like ignore these types of beers, and that's fine. Ignore them. I would have take no issue with that. Some people concentrate only on super expensive craft beers, like Massive Beer Reviews. No problem. Not to mention, he is not on there, from what I've ever seen, taking like shots at stuff. He just says, here's this expensive beer, somebody sent it to me usually, or I bought it, and it's really great. It has a lot of characteristics. I mean, you know, it makes sense. It's expensive and has a lot of things going for it. So, but I don't ever see him, and I don't watch all his videos, but I don't usually see him going after like the lower level stuff, you know. Which is good, because when the craft beer people go after the lower level stuff, it's sort of like, to me, my perception over the years has been like an insecurity. It's like you're reviewing this $13 bottle of extremely high quality beer. It's awesome. Everybody knows that. But like, you got to keep bringing up cheap beers. Like, so why you got to bring that up? We all know about those. it's not a mystery. It's not like people are unaware of Busch beer, you know, Pabst Blue Ribbon, Budweiser, Budweiser. So that just always like made an impression on me of like, why do you got to keep bringing that up? You bought a car, it's nice, you know, talk about your car. You don't have to keep talking about, well, it's better than that one over there. But nobody, we weren't talking about that one over there. We're talking about your car. All right, anyway, you know what I mean. So we're dealing with the low-level stuff right now, obviously. Value priced, if you want to call it. I'm trying to be euphemistic about it, you know what I mean? Below premium. Now you say you just jibber-jabbering because you can't tell them apart, huh? Well, yeah. I'm trying to cover. Hey, look over there. Look over there. Well, first of all, they don't taste bad. They're just like ordinary, you know. Like my friend David, he comes over here and he's like really critical of everything, and he basically, if you go to his house, he only deals with the best, and I mean the best. But he'll be over here sometimes and he'll say, just give me a beer to drink. Give me a Milwaukee's Best. I want something to drink. And I'll give it to him, and he'll drink it. He'll say, this is like, and it's always off camera, this is like perfect for this setting. Okay, but he's not going to get up there and say, oh, well, you know, this rivals Anchor Steam. Okay, or some, you know, expensive Imperial Stout. He's not going to say that. I don't ever say that. Only when I do a craft beer and it's way worse than it ought to be. That's when I start stunting and bringing up stuff like that. That's when you know, and you ever notice that? I'll say that. It's like, why did I pay $6.99 for this bottle and it's no better than Miller High Life? And then people get furious. What do you mean? I was like, I'm telling you, it's not. But anyway, all right. Our trial, I cannot really tell them apart, but but only shop price, shop price. But which one's better? It's a tie. I mean, it's just like a wash. All right, fine. Like he said, and he even remarked about Stag in another video. He says it's just like a regular, it's like all the rest, those kind of beers, which it is. So people say, oh, I want Stag, and I tell them, you're not really missing anything, because if you've had this, you know, essentially. Not particularly, but essentially. I think this is the Milwaukee's Best, though, because it seems to have more of a yeast kind of component, and that's my experience with it. The Stag is more like straightforward with a little more, and I mean little, like heavily emphasize the word little, more roasted character. But it is there. It's just not there by much. So I'm going to say, and like I said, quality tie, preference tie. Okay, differentiation, nearly a coin flip. But I do think, and I'm not saying it's a coin flip, but I'm talking about the yeast. So I think this is Milwaukee's Best. I'm scared, but here we go. Ha, you expert. MBP, Milwaukee's Best Premium. Stag party. Stag. So, ha ha ha, I know so much. You say, yeah, right, a 50-50 shot, you know so much. I'm just kidding, obviously. You know, some people lack humor. So anyway, all kidding aside, they're different, but like a little bitty bit different. So how are they the same in a great way? In a great way, they're the same. But it does show that there are little subtle, and you could say in your argument, but they're so subtle that the difference is not even worth talking about or reviewing or doing a video about. Yeah, you could say that. But then on the other hand, the flip side is, but it just shows that there are, and when people say they can tell them apart, they're not just stupid, you know, dumb, talking tread. There are little threads, and you got to look for the threads. You got to kind of really dig deep, but they're there. Okay, so anyway, it was fun, you know, being jovial and kidding around, but I mean, I'd do that. So I'm glad. Whoop, little drip. Have to clean that up. I'm glad I tried them. So thanks, Lawrence, for the Stag. Not a world-class beer, but then on the other hand, try to find any literature from that company back to 1851 where they ever made any such claim, and you'll never find that. Same thing with Milwaukee's Best Ice. Thanks for watching the video production. Lazy Lake, Bon Ton Relay. Y'all come on down to Southeastern Louisiana.